Brilliance Audio.
Damaged Intentions by Mike Omer. Performed by Jesse Valinsky and Fajer Al-Casey. They were coming. He stumbled in the dark house, eyes darting frantically, sobbing in fear. How long did he have? An hour? Maybe less. And he knew what they'd do to him when they got there. He tried not to think about it, but he knew. He'd heard enough testimonies, seen enough photos. Please, God, don't let that happen to me. He found the toolbox on the top shelf in the garage. As he yanked it, standing on his tiptoes, the lid opened, a screwdriver tumbling, hitting his head. Hissing in pain, he set it on the floor. He rummaged inside, the rattling of metal objects echoing in the dusty space. Come on, come on. He upended it on the floor, the loud clattering making him wince. Did anyone hear it? The neighbors? A random passerby, already calling the police? Or maybe them. There! He grabbed the pliers and rushed out of the garage, heart thudding in his chest. First, to get the GPS tracker out. He knelt on the floor, trying to recall the schematics that he'd memorized. But it was difficult to concentrate, his breathing erratic, his mind filled with the brutalities they'd inflict on him when they got there. The burns. The mutilations. He took a deep breath, forced himself to focus. This was the moment to prove himself, to show what he was worth. Hours of training, of memorizing, of preparing for this moment. Yes, he remembered now. Pinching the hidden tracker with the pliers, he yanked, tearing it out of its socket. Trembling, he got up, went to the bathroom. When he tried to discard it in the toilet, he dropped the pliers instead. Damn it, damn it! He fished the pliers out, flushed the tracker. Now for the microphone. That one was farther in the back, harder to reach. As he was trying to wedge in the pliers to reach the microphone, something flickered in the darkness. A patch of white light, a cell phone. He picked it up and stared at the screen. A new message. Red Queen. Caterpillar, you there? Caterpillar was not his real name, of course, but online aliases were the disguises they all wore to muddy the waters, camouflage their scent. He had to answer, to mislead anyone who was listening, watching, making notes. Finger quivering, he typed, I'm here. His finger left a smear of blood on the screen, a red, sticky stain. His DNA and fingerprint. Red Queen. Did you see the thread they posted earlier about those kids? He wanted to smash the screen, to yell at Red Queen that this was not the time, that they might be coming, that he could be compromised. Instead, he forced himself to tap the answer, calm, short, no spelling mistakes. Caterpillar. Busy. We'll check later.
A bad memory's smell could crawl up your nostrils and settle in your mind for hours, for days, for weeks. Abby Mullen stared through her rental's windshield, trying to breathe deeply, to fill her nose with the smell of the car's air freshener. Pine, maybe, or some other poor imitation of a plant's scent. It didn't help. The stench she'd been smelling for the past week, that she'd been dreaming about, that haunted her days, didn't dissipate. People often raved about how smell triggered their memories, how the aroma of cinnamon brought back Sunday morning with Grandma and her homemade muffins, or how the fragrance of a fresh bouquet made them recall a vivid springtime picnic. But hardly anyone ever talked about how the smell of disinfectant made them remember holding their father's hand in the hospital as he faded away. How the stench of rotting meat brought back that childhood moment when they came upon a dead dog in the woods and confronted death for the first time. No one ever talked about smoke. Suffocating, all-consuming smoke, and the memories it brought with it. Abby sat in the driver's seat, jaw clenched. Part of her, a grown woman, a mother of 2, a lieutenant in the NYPD. The other part a 7-year-old girl, stumbling through a wooden corridor, hazy with smoke. Abby's hand involuntarily went to the scar on her neck, and she let out a shuddering breath. She felt the tough patch on her skin, a reminder that she wasn't a child anymore. That the fire, the event that was dubbed by the press the Wilcox cult massacre, was decades in the past. And now, for the first time in over 30 years, she was in North Carolina, back at the location of the Wilcox family's compound. She stepped out of her rental and walked over to the large stone. She traced the granite's rough surface with her finger as she read the inscription. In memory of the 59 innocent souls whose lives were cut short on the 23rd of April, 1987.